What are you thankful for?
Sushi and garbanzo beans. I'm thankful for having food.
What kind of food?
Chicken, fried chicken, nachos, burritos, chili fries, ice cream, cake, a cupcake, bacon and pancakes, waffles, iPads, monsters.
Not flying United Airlines. I hate them.
What's better?
Delta. Always fly Delta.
Chips, yogurt, corn, lettuce, and that's it.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! Come here for a minute. I want to talk to you. Mama says you're brain dead, bang your head against the wall. Can't find peace of mind, brain needs an overhaul. Bonehead, brain dead, we're all the same. You can't think straight when your heart is in pain. Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay your burden down.
The views expressed on this broadcast of the Take 12 Recovery Radio Show are those of the co-host and guest and do not necessarily reflect those of our affiliates. The topics and opinions on today's show should not be considered as medical, psychological, or professional advice. Take 12 Radio is not affiliated with any particular 12-step fellowship. And now, here's your host,
The man, the myth, the legend.
the Monty Man.
I'm telling you the truth, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. Good guys, bad boys, we're all the same. Saved by grace is the name of the game. Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay your burden down.
Welcome aboard to the Take 12 Recovery Radio Show. The Great Reality. Denver W is here.
Good morning.
Tony J is here. Marv R is here.
Howdy.
And Moi is here.
Ow.
Did I get your headphones? Yeah. Whee! Yippee! Zippity doodah, zippity day. I hope everybody had a pretty good, happy Father's Day. It doesn't really rhyme.
Kinda.
Well, same word. Yippity, zippity.
Yay.
Yay. So welcome back to Denver. Denver is joining us now on a more permanent basis.
I surely hope so.
Yeah. So he had some things to do to take care of his eyesight. And you actually got injections in your eyes, right?
Oh!
Yeah, it sounds a lot spookier than what it actually is.
Yeah.
But they do seem to be helping. I had a good progress report from it. And after 6 months, he goes, the swelling has went down. Diabetes is called swelling in the back of the eye. So, anyways, yeah, it's creepy sounding, but
Creepy sounding my butt.
it's kind of weird when he puts he puts something in there to hold your eyeball open, and that's kind of a spooky moment. But let me tell you about the creepy thing. Here, listen.
That's not creepy
Are
enough?
you listening? All right. Here's the deal. When he puts it in this eye over here, the right hand eye, when he puts the needle in there and starts to inject the fluid, you can hear it go into your eye. Into your eye.
You're just grossing her out so bad.
No, stop.
Yeah. It kind of freaked me, and he goes, "Did that hurt?" And I said, "No, but it's creepy."
I'm just glad you lived through that.
Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh my
Denver
God,
W.
dark side.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's great to be
That is
back.
gruesome.
It's good to have you back.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Tony, what's going on? Tony's not been feeling too good.
No.
The heat's kind of making you nauseous and all that kind of stuff, right?
And the migraines.
And the migraines.
The pool is going up tomorrow.
The pool is going up
It's
tomorrow.
necessary.
Yeah.
And I think I gave birth to that kid that loved fried chicken and the whole list because
He named all my favorite foods.
All your favorite stuff?
Yeah.
What's your favorite food, Marv? What do you like to eat the best?
Why do you ask me these difficult questions?
It's not difficult.
You can lie. Just pick one. We don't care.
I like Mexican food.
He likes Mexican food. Okay.
Yeah.
Never? What's your favorite food?
Corn.
Corn.
Really?
Yes, it goes with everything. It's beautiful.
Undigestible, but fiber rich.
Yeah, it is
Corn.
undigestible,
Yeah.
isn't it?
But it
it's,
helps.
it's interesting.
It
High
helps you
sugar.
digest it.
It's
High
interesting.
sugar?
High sugar.
High sugar.
It's not good for diabetes, no.
I didn't know corn had sugar in it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should eat more corn and I'd have stopped having so many attacks. I'm the opposite of you.
You're
really?
hypoglycemic? Mm-hmm. So you have low blood sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't dig that part.
It sucks.
Well,
Yeah.
this Thursday, Tony, Lord Bullen and the Creek Don't Rise celebrates 7 years sobriety. Yeah, 7 years. Yay!
Can't believe that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm not there yet, but thank you. Oh, I even got the buzzer thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Today's topic is gratefulness, the character quality gratefulness. And the reason that we are focusing on character qualities is because we talk a lot about character defects within our 12-step fellowships and recovery circles. But how often do we talk about character qualities? Mm-hmm. And so we've been doing that. And we're at number 7, gratefulness, inspired by the character quality book, student manual that comes from the Adult and Teen Challenge program, international program. And so we've been using that and using that as our guide. So gratefulness is what we're going to be talking about today. Tony brought some nice bottled water.
Yeah. Agua.
Yes, and the gnomes, the Monty Man has new gnomes, brand new gnomes. Yes.
Tell him about the cat.
Are they unknowns?
Unknowns.
That was good.
No, but I did post on Facebook that gnomes are not codependent because they know when to say yes and they know when to say gnome.
Oh.
Wow. Radio humor.
Leave me a gnome. Leave me a gnome. Hey, man, just leave me a gnome. The cat? Oh, the cat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nala.
so for Father's Day, my wife got me stacking gnomes that are on each other's shoulders, and she named them after our 2 sons and me. And then my youngest son bought, and his girlfriend bought a gnome off of Amazon. It's like a miniature, and it's leaning over a toilet bowl with its posterior exposed, and when you walk by, the little electric eye makes a farting sound.
How far are you going to take this?
Yeah. So when you walk through our gate
cat story.
on the way to the studio here, you walk by, you hear
You do.
a little gnome toots at you. Yeah. And the cat walked by last night and jumped in the air. It was hilarious.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh, she went.
Poor Christy. Christy, are you okay?
Christy's okay. And Nala just ignored it and just laid down next to it.
I walked right by it too.
Alrighty, so we're gonna hear this little message, and when we come back, we got some Take 12 trivia to have fun with, and then on to our topic of gratefulness. Don't go away. Check this out.
Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay a burden down.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! It's the 4th annual Recovery in the Park, Tuesday, June 27th at 6 p.m. at Monteith Park in downtown Albany, Oregon. This is a completely free, family-friendly function, beginning with a mega hot dog barbecue, music by Church on the Hill and Infamous Soul. Also featured an incredible comedy show, drawings, giveaways, testimonies, worship, fun, and rock and roll, and most importantly, a lot of God. That's the 4th annual Recovery in the Park, Tuesday, June 27th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Monteith Park in downtown Albany, Oregon. Recovery in the Park is an outreach to the community of organizations in the area to help with hurts, habits, and hang-ups, and recovery of lifestyle.
Too much God talk for you? Then you've tuned into the wrong station. This is Take 12 Recovery Radio.
Okay, it's time for Take 12 Recovery Radio Trivia. Wait for it. Wait for it. right, here we go. Here we go.
Ow. Ow.
Okay, take it away. The Monty Man. Yippee.
Okay, dokie.
Cecil.
Thank you, Cecil. So, by the way, Tony, we need to talk because between you and my wife, I need somebody to run the Take 12 Recovery radio booth
Okay.
at Recovery in the Park on that day. It's a Tuesday evening.
Okay.
Because I'm on duty with the Teen Challenge booth
Okay.
and all that. Of course, Denver will be there, won't he?
What time? What time is it?
It's like 4 to
Just
9,
heard it.
something like that.
I'll be there partially.
Yeah, because you'll come from the thrift store.
Yes.
Over there, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Denver will be helping me. I don't know what our outreach coordinator won't be there. He's going to be on his honeymoon.
Who's that?
His name's Brody. I don't know what
Brody.
I'm doing, so
Oh.
you better
I'll
be
lend
there.
a hand on that.
Thank you very much. All right. So this week's trivia, we're gonna do a little cowboy trivia.
No.
Ooh, Marv trivia.
Yeah, yeah. So
He's like,
Find out how
"Whoa."
much I don't know.
yeah.
Just like McDonald's trivia.
So if you get it wrong, you get the beloved gnome toots. And if you get it right, you'll get something like that. All right. Question number 1. Who is the oldest cowboy hat manufacturer in the U.S.? This is a question we asked before. Is it Beaver Brand, Stetson, or Ubiquitous?
Oh my God. It a what?
Ooh my.
Beaver Brand, Stetson, or Ubiquitous?
it's
What do you think? What do you think, Tony? Pick one.
I'm just gonna pick the third one because that just sounds fun.
Ubiquitous? Okay. What do you think there, Denver?
You can't do that. No cheating. You cannot look at.
Oh,
it.
I wasn't cheating. I'm just,
Well, I don't know that I'm going to have it right.
yeah, I'm a Stallion fan because I can't afford Stetson, but I'm going to go with Beaver.
Okay, what do you think, Marv?
Stetson.
Marv?
See, I told you.
Denver is right. It is Beaver Brand.
Beaver Brand.
Yep. Number 2, a cowboy cowboy hat's traditional purpose originally was to keep out the elements, attract the ladies, or water the working cow dogs.
Do you know it?
Weather.
Keep out the elements? Okay, what do you think, Tony?
I'm going with him. He's a cowboy.
Okay, what do you think there?
Oh, I like the saloon idea.
You like to water the working cow dogs?
No. But I'm going to go
attract
with
the ladies.
Yeah, I'm going with the elements.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah, you guys are correct. It was to keep out the elements. Yep.
We have to trust him.
All right. Number 3.
Don't do that.
Number 3. Which one of these are not chaps? These are not chaps.
Oh God.
Shotguns, bat wings, chinks, or rifles?
Can you read those slower?
Shotguns, bat wings, chinks, or rifles? One of these is not chaps. The others are.
Oh man. Chinks.
Chinks are not chaps? Okay. What do you think, Marv?
Rifles.
Rifles? What do you think there?
I'm going with the bat wings one because that would be funny if they were.
Well, Marv is correct. It is rifles. Oh. Rifles are not. You guys are wrong.
We're not cowboys.
Yes, rifles are not chaps. Rifles are rifles.
Well, you don't know what pattern style chinks are.
I have.
I do.
Do you?
Marv does? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well, they're similar to chaps, except they only come down to your knees.
For
cool.
snake bites and things.
Well, for riding in brushy country and stuff. And they're cooler than chaps because chaps go all the way down to your boots.
Excellent.
Like capris.
Thank you. Now I know.
They're the capris of chaps.
They're
the capris of chaps.
All right.
Levi's originated in 1860s. Were originally made out of what fabric? Canvas, wool, or denim? Levi's were originally made out of canvas, wool, or denim. What do you think, Denver?
Canvas.
Canvas? What do you think?
I'll go with canvas.
What do you think, Marv? Marv.
What's weird is I just read a deal about Levi Strauss.
Yeah.
And do you think I can remember? But I'm gonna go ahead and go with denim.
With denim?
Yeah. I would be
sorry,
wrong.
Marv.
Yeah.
It is canvas. Yeah, Tony and Denver are correct. Ding ding.
Well,
Marv,
one.
you're gonna have to take away your cowboy hat.
I know it.
Okay, most widely sold cowboy boot, popular to both men and women. These are your choices: roper, candlestick maker, or square toe.
Oh, God.
Modern time right now?
Most widely sold cowboy boot, popular to both men and women. That's all it says.
Yeah, roper.
Roper? Marv?
I think roper.
What do you think?
I'll go with the group conscious.
Yep, you guys are correct. It is roper.
I have no idea.
Yeah. All right, here we go here. Saddle up your horses. All right. A stampede string is, here are your choices, an item used to keep your hat on, a herd of rampaging horses, or used to stop a stampede of animals. What do you think there, Tony?
Me?
Stampede string?
I was going to cheat off of Marv.
Is it used to keep your hat on? Is it the name of a herd of rampaging horses, or is it used to stop a stampede of animals?
I say the hat one. Because
Keep
it
your
makes
hat
sense. On? Yeah.
Yeah. Denver?
That's a wonderful guess. Seriously, I mean, in a stampede, you don't want to lose your go to the saloon hat, right? So you're going to want a string on it.
You want to keep your hat on?
Yeah.
Marv?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
you guys are correct.
Yeah? I guessed right.
It is to keep your hat on.
See, there's a little country in this city, girls.
So who was most responsible for popularizing the cowboy's buckle? Was it Hollywood, rodeo cowboys, or Theodore Roosevelt?
Oh, we'll go with him.
You go with Theodore Roosevelt?
Why not?
What do you think, Marv? Hollywood, rodeo cowboys, or
Boy,
Theodore Roosevelt?
I don't have any idea. I'll go with rodeo.
Okay, what do you think there, Denver?
I'm going to the rodeo because I've seen a lot of boys with big buckles.
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
even go there.
You said it.
I know. I said it for that benefit, too.
Oh, my God.
You're all
Some
wrong.
What?
Yeah.
Some of them stole Cadillac hubcaps.
Oh, my God.
Something.
Woo! Cowboy church.
No, it was Hollywood. It was Hollywood. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Only two more here. In 1880, a cowboy used what to hold up his pants?
The buckle wasn't enough.
And his big buckle.
And a big buckle.
Was it a belt, a rope, or suspenders?
It was suspenders.
Okay. What do you think, Marv?
Suspenders.
Suspenders?
Suspenders is probably the correct answer, but I'm telling you, you don't always have suspenders, and a rope has played its role before. So I'm going with a rope.
Yeah, well, you would be wrong. You guys are right. It is suspenders.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta shoot in the dark sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right, and here is your bonus question. If you get this right, you get it right. Wool clothing was popular among cold weather cowboys because they retained heat even when wet, they protected them while riding through brush, or they kept the bugs out. Wool clothing was popular amongst cold weather cowboys because they kept the bugs out, they retained heat even when wet, or they protected them while riding through brush.
I say retain heat.
Retain heat?
Even when what? Yeah.
Marv, what do you think?
Yeah, retain heat.
What do you think, Denver?
All three of those are correct, but they are the retaining heat.
Yes, you guys are correct. It was retaining heat. Absolutely.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, there you go.
Nay.
There you go. Zippity doo-dah. Zippity day.
You're still on that.
Just to refer back to Recovery in the Park, by the way, on June 27th, from 6 to 9 p.m., Teen Challenge will be there like at 2.
Mm-hmm. Setting
Why?
Setting up.
Getting the barbecue ready for massive amounts of hot dogs.
I've never seen so many hot dogs in one
No,
place.
it's huge. I remember. I was there the last couple of years.
So we have 2 music groups this year, and we have a comedy show. Giveaways, cotton candy, snow cones, and I just want to list these guys because this is their major sponsor is Hope Church Celebrate Recovery, but Lee County Alcohol and Drug, Acme Counseling, Better Kids Club, Chance, FaithWorks, God Gear, Hand in Hand Farm, Lynn Together, Love Inc., Mid Valley Fellowship, Oxford House, Serenity Lane, The Shift Church, Take 12 Recovery Radio, and Adult and Teen Challenge, Shed, Oregon. Those are all the sponsors of this year's 4th annual Recovery in the Park. And what's really cool is in July, we're having the 1st annual Recovery in the Park in Lebanon.
Really?
At River Park. Yes, we're going to be doing that as well. So we're working with Tom White. He's the regional Celebrate Recovery guy here in this area. We're going to be working on that too, and Take 12 Radio is going to help sponsor that as well.
Nice.
So that'll be good.
Cool.
Zippity doodah. Zippity doodah. Why am I on that? Zippity doodah. Zippity a.
Probably because of the weather.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I think all them gnomes are whispering to you. Yeah.
Zippity doodah. Is that what they sang? Is that what the elves sang in Snow White? No, that was Whistle While You Work, wasn't it?
I don't think they were elves. They were dwarves.
They're dwarves, yeah. And by the way, a gnome is not a dwarf. It is not a leprechaun. It is not a troll. It's a gnome. Okay. So get over your bad self.
Wow.
Did they originate in Nome, Alaska?
Actually, they originated in Germany.
Nomadic.
Yes.
They move.
I can't gnome.
I can't gnome. They actually come out of Germany, and the legend is that they protect your property. They're property protectors. Yes.
I have 2 big dogs for that. I'm fine.
Oh, let me tell you something. I don't care how big your dog is. He's no match for Lincoln the gnome.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'll bring Nevaeh over later.
Lincoln is a 3.5-foot gnome. That's all I'll tell you. All right, so the topic is grateful.
We know what he's grateful for.
Gratefulness is the topic. The opposite quality is unthankfulness. And here's the definition. Learning to recognize the benefits which God and others have provided. Looking for appropriate ways to express genuine appreciation. And learning to give all expectations to God. I thought it was really interesting that they threw expectations in here because we know what expectations do. They trip us up. The scripture verse that goes with this week is Ephesians 5:20, and it states, "Always give thanks for all things to God the Father in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ." Always give thanks for all things.
Good and bad.
Yeah, even what you perceive to be uncomfortable. Denver.
I don't think eyes and the shots in the eyes count on that one at all.
Shots in the eyes. Well, actually, he is very grateful for what that's doing. So,
okay,
and it's not the most uncomfortable thing he's experienced lately. I will guarantee you.
We'll just sleep.
So, how easy is it to have an attitude of gratitude when you're going through the ringer?
It's hard.
It's hard, right? Yeah, but should we?
Well, yeah.
But do
I
we?
have to.
Should we? But do we?
I turn my world upside down, but I still have to be grateful for the good and the bad.
May I just say that I will be really gut level honest here and say when I'm right in the middle of it, I'm usually not thinking with an attitude of gratitude. I fall short of that when I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's usually after I've calmed down or after I've been able to kind of analyze it and see the value in it, whatever it is I'm going through. It's usually not right dead center in the middle of it.
Oh, no.
You know, that would be nice if I could just bounce into that. You know, wow, somebody just threw a brick through my window. I am so happy. But you never, you know, maybe I needed a new window. It was a wake up call. I don't know, but I'm just saying it's difficult. It's difficult. But I think it starts to harm. Being difficult, I think it's just human. I think it starts to harm us when it turns from difficult to unthankfulness. When we start to grumble and complain to a point where we become bitter and we start holding resentments because the situation isn't fitting our expectations, then I think we're kind of going over the top, and we may need to watch and kind of check our inventory, if you will. So here's some questions. Number one, do you make it a habit to thank God and others for the many little things in life that others tend to take for granted? Marv? I'll give you that question first.
No, I don't.
So it's not a habit that you make.
Pretty easy to answer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, but we're just being honest.
Oh, I know.
I'm a human being. Make a lot of mistakes.
Is it because you're not grateful, or is it just because it just slips your mind?
I never correlated the two together that way.
Right.
So I don't know how to answer that. I know I have a problem, like you just talked about, being grateful.
Yeah.
And I suspect that if a person could be 100% grateful, that you would also at the same time inherit the ability to always be thankful for what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For what other people do for you and stuff like that.
Right. Right. Tony, what about you? Do you tend to make a habit to thank God and others for little things?
Well, like on the way to work, I'd say this little quick prayer, and it just goes, Dear God, thank you for the good, bad, and the indifferent. Give me the willingness to get through today. Amen. So I guess that would count as yes.
Okay.
I don't do it every morning. I actually almost do it every morning, but there are mornings I forget to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Denver, what about you?
These last few years, it has become much easier to give thanks for the little things and the people around me, and even more so for God in my life. It's got a lot easier. I've become aware of it's not all about these possessions that we have. It's the little things that I'm really thankful for.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
And you made mention on several occasions, you've alluded to the fact I really do have everything I need.
Yes.
I'm really I am in a good spot. I may not be happy with my situation today, but I'm really, all said is done, you're in a pretty good spot.
We get cluttered because of this world, Yeah. It just inundated with new devices and, trick stuff, fun stuff. But yeah, if you simplify your life and just take a look at it and take a deep breath, we are provided for, number one, by God. And then when you start walking a simpler life, you start realizing, man, these simple things, just take time. Enjoy what God has created. Enjoy the fellowship you can have with people. Just make it simple, and it's easy to give thanks.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find something to go, I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful for that. And then pretty soon you're thinking about it, and you're going, wow, it's not that bad. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You've mentioned before, Marv, that we've lost the simplicity of life. Things were so much simpler. Do you think it was easier to be grateful the simpler things are than to be inundated with all this stuff? Clamoring for our attention.
I don't know. I was excuse me. I was talking the other day in a meeting, and this doesn't answer your question, by the way. I don't know the answer to your question. But I was talking the other day in a meeting, and I was talking about, okay, this is just a fact. It's not a braggart type thing. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I celebrated 31 years.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
And I was talking about in a meeting, for so many of those years, for some reason or another, everything that I went through, obviously I wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that through those years that I've been through. And what I said was, in those cases, for almost 30 years, God's grace was sufficient for me. And I did have the ability and the want to be thankful.
Right.
But the last 2.5, 3 years have really been a problem for me. And I'm wondering if that isn't true for all people, that there's a period, there's a season where you can go through and be grateful and happy and see things in perspective for what they are and see how God's worked. And then all of a sudden there comes a time when that doesn't happen anymore, that all of a sudden everything just seems, well, for me, just inside out and upside down.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And that during this season I've been going through, I actually, things are better now. And yes, I have been telling the Lord that I'm grateful. And, you know, I've been coming around, let's say. But I'm just wondering that happens to all people, I think.
I think you're right.
I think there's a season when that...
Agreed.
Especially when it comes to depression, stuff like that.
And I think a lot of it can be contributed to just our metabolisms and the way they react to... Well, look at when it's gloomy out, for instance. We have... poor vitamin C, natural vitamin C, and that helps with when you have a low vitamin C content, it contributes to depression. Some people just call it, well, I have the blues on cloudy days. Well, no, you're not just saying that. You really do. I mean, it is harder. Your age, maybe some of the things that we consume, you know, food-wise, all that kind of thing, and just the periods of life. Everybody's a little different that people go through, and we kind of hit walls, and we just do. You know, there's some speed bumps there, and we know the guys, Denver, we knew the guys at the center. They're out there for a year. We know they're going to hit certain walls. It's almost, you could almost mark your calendar.
Yeah.
You know, there's certain seasons that they go through, and I don't think life's any different. So I think you had a really good point. But can you be grateful and not feel grateful?
Well, and that is the point.
Yeah.
I think.
Right.
And I talk a lot about that in meetings, that, you know, the feelings and stuff are what we go through, but then because of like the steps, you know, you do them regardless of how you feel.
Yeah.
And it has been my experience. Sometimes I feel like a hypocrite, but it has been my experience that when you do those things, your feelings change.
Right.
And so you can't count on your feelings, and that's part of the hopelessness that I felt. Is I know that I can't count on those feelings, but they're so overwhelming, and yes, when we're right in the middle of that, that's when it counts the most to be grateful and thankful.
Right.
And that's also when it's the hardest.
Yep.
You bet. How many people can you think of offhand, Tony, I'll ask you, that have actually benefited your life in the past?
They've
been beneficial.
My whole life?
They've been beneficial to you in some way or another. How many people can you think of?
That are no longer around or still?
No, it doesn't matter. Just how many people can you think of in your past that have actually contributed to your life in a positive manner?
Probably 15.
That you can think of, right?
That I can think of.
Yeah, and there's probably more.
And new ones now, so probably 20. I don't know. Round it up to 25. I don't know.
Have you ever stopped? Have you ever stopped to thank them?
Some I can't, but they've still been beneficial. But most of them I do thank in one sort of way or the other.
Yeah. What about you, Denver? You got
hundreds of them.
Yeah.
There really has been. And you don't always have to give them thanks because you watch their situation and you go, wow, you know, that could have been me.
Ooh, that's a good answer.
And I'm thankful that I saw it. I'm sorry about the situation, but I seen it.
Oh, so they
there.
benefited you. They didn't even know.
They
it.
didn't even was not even aware of changing my thought pattern, my direction,
Right.
my feeling on the subject. Just every day, somebody probably benefits in my life.
Yeah,
So-
I wasn't even thinking about that. People that do stuff
exactly.
and you learn from them what not to do.
Correct.
That's a good answer.
They go through. We ask that question sometimes. How many people, like when I used to speak at high schools, how many of you guys are going to have to stay sober? I mean, are going to die behind alcohol abuse, for instance, so the rest of us can stay sober? That kind of is a cliche question that we ask sometimes, but it's true.
It is true.
So people actually sometimes will go through things and experience things, and if we can look at that objectively, we can say, maybe I'm going to rethink that.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Because that's not working too good for you. It probably wouldn't be working for me. Do you share with others how various ones have helped you in the past? Do you ever tell somebody, give credit to other people that have benefited you, to say, you know what? That Tony the other day, she just really made my day. And you share it with another person. That's kind of an action of gratitude.
Yeah. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Because I think there's certain situations that somebody hasn't been in or has been in that they can either relate or learn from. And that's why I talk about my past life experiences. To, I don't know.
That's just helping people build, too.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're sharing something good, a good experience.
Or even bad.
Or even bad. But looking at the good ones, that's just edifying each other. And that's what we're to be doing also.
Because Lord knows, we talk about, it cracks me up within church circles, within recovery circles, any group of people that meets on a regular basis, people will get upset and say, I don't like you talking about me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but that's who we talk about. When we meet on a regular basis with people, who do you think we talk about? Each other.
Exactly.
We talk about each other. However, maybe we could do a little better on how we talk about each other.
Yeah.
But it's just natural to talk about each other, isn't it, Marv? Just to, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I saw so-and-so, and they're not doing too good. I'd say prayer for them. Or so-and-so, man, they're really knocking it out of the park this week. I mean, we do talk about each other.
Yes.
But people are so darn easily offended these days, though.
Well, you know what, though? What bothers me, and I guess if anybody's going to bring up a negative side, it'll probably be me. But one thing I detest, and it happens in meetings all the time, is pretentiousness. Putting on this show, this pink cloud, when you know for a fact, because people talk about people,
Right,
in a way,
right.
that's not what's really going on. And how do you be pretentious and everything's, I'm tiptoeing through the tulips and everything's fine and God, boy, he really blesses me and all this stuff, but at the same time, what good does that do people if and I think Denver said it, or maybe it was Tony, I don't know. If you don't share the bad stuff, how are people going to
know that you overcame anything? Or?
Yeah, there has to be some sort of roadmap that shows people how other people overcome that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So without the mess, there's no message. You got to have some mess, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, and as alcoholics and drug addicts, come on.
Yeah.
There's always a mess.
Yeah, yeah. And so, when people talk about it in meetings, they'll say, well, don't share the message, not the mess. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Because I have sat in gatherings of people where everybody is just, they're doing their step work, their sponsors are wonderful, the coffee is great, the day is beautiful. I don't care if a storm came through, they're just pooping out unicorns. And I'm like, seriously?
Denial.
Well, the other part of the story, too, and I know you guys will go along with this, is how great is it somebody talks about what's going on in a meeting in their lives, and you can obviously see they're hurting bad, and then a month later they're talking about the same thing and how they got through it.
Right.
What the solution was.
Right. And
man, there's a lot of power in observation. If you're in a meeting and you're really listening, day after day, you see that stuff going on. And to me, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
I need to see that.
I do too.
Yeah. Sit around, oh, I'm so grateful because my dog did this and I had this to eat and my truck runs good and blah, blah, blah.
And then during the smoke break, they're on the phone with their significant other, and they're going, "What is wrong with you, you stupid moron?" I mean, I hear that. I hear, and they're like,
hard for people
they come back in the meeting and they got this mask on, like everything is.
Well, yeah.
So it's kind of a false gratitude.
Well, it's hard to be truthful and honest with yourself sometimes too. You don't like what you're going through, so why are you going to let other people? And I'm not defending these people whatsoever because it's wrong.
Right.
But I mean, I know in the beginning I was in that mindset. I'm going to let everything look like tulips and rainbows and lollipops, And it's when I finally started sharing the crap. It helped me get it out, but it was hard for me to be honest with myself.
Yeah.
And share my situations because I didn't want anybody knowing what was going on with me. But the old timers, they should be doing that and setting the example for the newcomers, though. So I get what you're saying because it's wrong.
And a lot of them won't because they think they'll say, "Well, that stuff's for your sponsor."
They don't want to see their own faults or have others see their faults, is what it is.
And I've heard that. Yeah, well, you shouldn't be sharing that. That's between you and your sponsor.
Exactly. And
well, you know what? There's nobody in here I want as a sponsor because nobody's doing the work. So I got to share it with someone. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to come to the meeting and I'm going to bleed. And I think I get the fact that you should have an attitude of gratitude all the time, but because feelings are a part of who we are, if you don't have somewhere to say, "Look, I'm in pain here. I'm not doing well," and somebody is shutting you down for that,
shame on them.
I'd run.
And if they were so happy, they wouldn't be in AA. Come on now. Seriously, if you break it down, if your life was so perfect, you wouldn't be sitting in this chair. Come on.
So, what to go along with what you guys are talking about and what's been said, then how does God feel about that? Oh, I'm so grateful and everything. Does God consider that? How honest is that? What he knows all things.
Right.
He knows the deepest secrets. What does he think about sitting around? Oh yeah, I'm so happy. Thank you, Lord.
I think if you truly are and you really are experiencing that joy, I think you have a responsibility to share that. But I think if you're not and you're in pain and you're going through the ringer big time and you're putting on a facade, then you're not being transparent and you're not being honest. Now, of course, you need to use wisdom who you share that with sometimes, depending on the details of what's going on.
Yeah.
But are you honest to God? Are you actually being honest with God?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I've done that. I've even done that with God. In my prayers. I do my little devotional in the morning, get on with my day. Well, thank you, Lord, for everything. And because I'm supposed to be chipper, I'm going to be chipper, and then be hurting the rest of the day. And the Lord's kind of going. I'm just surmising now. He's probably going. I'm right here. I'm your dad. You can talk to me about this, but I got to pull myself up by my bootstraps and be all right.
And that's why I say it's always hard, and especially with what I'm going through now. I mean, I think I was very naive before the divorce, not understanding everything.
Right.
But and I share this in the rooms and with other people a lot, it's so hard at times to put your everything into something you can't see, touch, smell, feel, hear, anything. And I think that's when I'm in the most denial and trying to, trick God. And then I'm like, okay, I remember you're there. Here it is again.
Well, and it's where are we looking? I mean, can I see God? Yeah, I can look at you. Can I feel God? Yeah, I can feel God. You know, sometimes it comes in some weird feelings.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the feelings that we're talking about, the emotion thing, but there's sometimes I get, I don't even know if I can describe it as a feeling. Maybe it's just a spiritual thing.
Well, and I'm still learning all this too.
Yeah.
So.
But we have to learn that. You know, we look around, look around.
Well, then after I try to keep it to everything myself, I'll feel guilty, and I'm like, okay, you're there. I know you're there. And
So Denver, you look like you're itching to say something.
Oh, I got lots to say.
Yes, bring it on, brother.
I've got to focus it and direct it in the right.
Can I just say that, as of late, Denver has been honest about his feelings with me. About some of his circumstances, and actually, I've been concerned about him, but I also know that he's not going to go around and go, "Oh, everything's hunky dory" when it's not.
Yeah, and that's good.
Anyway, go ahead, Denver.
I think we give a lot of lip candy to the people around us here on this level, our plane, human, right here. But when it comes down, when you get to know the Lord, God, and you can get real with Him about your gratefulness, and He knows all this. We're not hiding anything from God. It's like, oh, I'm great, and He knows you're hurting and suffering inside. So I think that is being taken care of. Now, how we grow and begin to address that, you know, is really where our growth begins. Down here, we're going, yeah, it's all honky-dory. But when we can actually come forward and say, no, I'm not happy. I'm not glad. I'm not that grateful about this situation right now. You know, that's getting real. And that's okay. We can't give thanks for something you're not thankful for. You know? It's a bad situation people go through. And my life is really very blessed, and I gripe a lot just for fun, just because maybe I like to see the reaction of people. But I'm really quite...
but of late you've been wiped out, tired.
When a person's in pain,
you
know, and hurting, physical, mental, however that pain comes about, yeah, it wears on you.
It does,
and people know. And when they ask, I'm not going to lie to them. You know, I may not give them the blunt end of the deal, but yeah, you need to know I'm not liking this. It hurts. So
sure,
that's not being ungrateful. That's being honest.
Yeah.
Good point. Really good point. Because a lot of people think you're ungrateful if you're in an uncomfortable situation, or you're going through pain, or going through the ringer.
Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily mean you're ungrateful.
No. And at the end of it, who knows the outcome? You know, you may be helping somebody else by your honesty and truth about, no, I don't like this, and it may help them. So, but with God, there's no fooling Him, and I don't even really worry about that. God knows I'm so grateful for things that, just everything He's done, allowed me to go through. Unfortunately, you know, I'm not. Some of the consequences and repercussions of my silliness and stupidness are costly. But still, in the end, I'm very... He knows I'm grateful for the salvation, and yeah, that's it.
Here's one for you guys. This is the last question on here. Check this out. I never thought of this till I read this. Do you express sincere appreciation for a gift that you can't use? Anybody ever... And let's just talk about something physically, first of all. It's,
material?
There's other gifts that we may think we can't use that we can get. But yeah, let's talk about a material gift. My mom, I'll never forget this. My mom, when I was in, I think, middle school, she got this present from my uncle. And my uncle was forever doing this. And I think he was the king of regifting. Right? She got this thing.
It's coming back.
Yes. She got this thing that looked like a coaster with a rim around it. Like a giant coaster with a rim around it. I have no idea what it was. But she opened it up at Christmas time, and she looked at it, and and my mom did not mince words. She goes, what in the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Like it.
And I was like, well, that's not very grateful. It's a Christmas present. And she was angry. She says, there's no instructions. Oh, I know. This is something somebody gave him. He's just giving it to me. What am I going to do with this?
Honesty.
And I'm like, I thought, come on, Mom, you know? But have you ever gotten something from somebody materially and it's just like, okay?
Yeah.
You know, like we got a painting one time. Somebody from Marcia's work had this huge painting of these gigantic rose bushes things.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it was as big as that wall.
That's a mural.
And I'm like, where? What? I didn't want to throw it out. The frame must have cost a fortune. It was a beautiful frame. What do you do with that?
Hang it up in the garage.
eBay.
Oh.
I guess you say thank you. You ever got anything like that, Marv?
Oh, yeah.
What'd you do?
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, I can't lie. I can't. Walter got me the first year
Well,
in the house.
you don't want to hurt other people's feelings.
No. Yeah, maybe you do.
First Christmas in the house, a pooper scooper said it was from Cinder. I was like, no, and I made him take it back, and then we needed it, so I made him buy it again 2 weeks later.
So he knew it was a practical gift.
I don't know what he was thinking.
You were ungrateful for a pooper scooper?
I was. No, but it was from Cinder, though. You should love it. I'm like, no.
It was your dog? Cinder was your dog?
Cinder's the one that passed a few years ago.
Well, yeah, but didn't you ever get a present from your dog at Christmas? I have.
It was ridiculous.
I get presents from Santa.
I was like your mom, though. I
From
was
the
like, no.
elves. I get presents like that all the time.
But not a pooper scooper.
Aw, but then you needed it.
But then you got it.
Yeah, but I made him buy it again after he returned it.
You're terrible.
I know. Honesty.
Yeah, that's true.
Why I keep laughing.
Well, again, I hate to, kind of be negative, but, isn't all of that kind of stuff really pretentious when you think about it? How many people with gifts like what we're talking about are, sincere and really giving from the heart and, to go along with that, kind of what Denver was talking about, I think we have to really be careful of what we tell, who we're telling some of the things.
Sure.
That's why they say stick with the winners. And myself, I have people outside of the program that I respect highly, because a lot of them, face it, they say, well, how you doing today? They don't really want to know.
No.
That's true.
It's just a greeting.
No.
It's not a sincere inquiry. Yeah.
Please
And
don't
as
tell me.
far as the gift thing, to me, through the years, my experience, not all the time, obviously. I mean, I've gotten some really neat stuff from my kids, and I'm not trying, but I lost my train of thought.
Is it pretentious a lot of times when we give stuff?
Yeah, it's like they walk through Costco and they see this thing.
50%
off. Yeah.
50% off.
Right. I don't know. What
So
I'm
are
trying
you
to
telling
say.
me, okay, so it is customary when you get married to buy your spouse a wedding gift. I bought Marcia a CB radio.
That's cool.
Right on.
I want to see.
She did not think it was right on. And so I'm like, you got to remember, this is
It's better than a pooper scooper.
This is 30 years. This is, back 30 years ago or so, right? So what I'm saying is, this was back during that craze. Do you think that that CB radio was for her?
No.
So this is what I told her. I says, you may get stuck on the road because she commuted to Salem back then, and you may need to for an emergency, and she saw right through that.
Okay, yeah.
That was a pretentious gift, let me tell you.
What do you think God's thinking during all of that? Let's take this to a higher level.
God was thinking you're protecting your wife.
I don't think he's thinking that, Monty. I don't think he's thinking
I
that.
bought her a weed eater.
No, well, that's still better than a pepper scooper.
Did Marsha appreciate the weed eater?
Did she?
Yes.
Okay.
It blew up yesterday.
Oh.
When we were doing
Wait, how long did you buy it? How long?
2004.
Okay, so it's been
Good.
ready.
Yeah. You ever got anything that you couldn't use?
Well, I come from practical people.
Yeah.
So if they give me something that I can't use, I find a way to use it, or I find somebody that can use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't gift it back to them and say, hey, you got to use for this, because honestly, an ashtray isn't going to do me much good. I don't smoke. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for eBay nowadays. But yeah, I do see a lot of things. I work at a thrift store, and I see a lot of stuff come through there that I'm thinking that was somebody's gift, wasn't it? And we turn around, put a price tag on it for half price, and boom, out the door it goes.
Stuff is actually spelled Garbage. Often.
My
yes.
brother bought my parents the black cover record of Kiss for their anniversary.
Ooh. Oh, the cover.
Well, the record is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
But
okay.
the black cover one.
Yeah.
Years ago, my dad really, and he never let my brother listen to it.
Does he still have that?
I don't know.
Track that down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask. And we're out of time. Let me say this though. I made something one time for somebody, and I spent it was one of those gifts that really came from the heart. I spent a lot of time crafting this thing, and I saw it hanging on the wall at somebody else's house.
Oh, shut up!
And
You don't give something else made.
And I asked.
That's okay.
But but listen, I asked the person I gave it to. I said, I saw this. What? Did you not like it? They go, no, I loved it. But I knew this person would love it even more, so I gave it to them. And I have to admit to you, when that was the first time that had ever happened to me, I was ticked.
That's beautiful.
But I've since learned that when you give open-handedly, it's not yours anymore. Mm-hmm. It's now theirs. And if it's theirs, they have every right to do with it what they want to do with it. They can burn it. They can coat it in bronze. Whatever they want to do with it, it's up to them to do. If you're giving open-handedly, but if you're giving with expectations attached to it. Like, I really think you ought to hang it over here.
Yeah. You better have this when I show up.
Yeah, because there are people that will bring out gifts during the holidays that relatives have given them that they don't even want. You talk about pretentious. They don't care about, they don't want. But you better get that out because Aunt Lisa's going to be really ticked off if she doesn't see it in the show. Oh, my word.
That's why I don't go to family
That's
reunions.
so superficial and everything.
That's
but,
the truth.
But I'm telling you, it took me a little... It kind of ouched a little bit because I thought, but what I was doing was I wasn't giving open-handedly. I had expectations. You're going to appreciate this, and you're going to hang it up above your fireplace, and you're going to love it forever. Right? Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
All righty. All right. Next week, our topic, our character quality is faith. The opposite quality is presumption. There, I said it right.
Presumption.
Faith, learning the basis of salvation and putting personal trust in the finished work of Christ, developing an unshakable confidence in God's word, visualizing God's will, and acting upon it, investing time and money in things that count for eternity. So we'll be talking about faith next week. Our closing song this week is by Karen Taylorgood. Listen to this. It's called Strong.
Some days when I wake up, I look life in the eye. And some days for no reason, I'm terrified. But I feel you there beside me, and I know I can go on. Your love makes me strong. When I'm in the dark, you are the dawn. When I'm losing heart and hope is gone, your love makes me strong. When I feel like the world has come apart and life is trying hard to make me wrong, your love makes me strong. When I need to face my demons and vanquish them and last, pour out all my feelings and lose the past. When I need to end the suffering I've clung to for so long, your love makes me strong. When I'm in the dark, you are the dawn. When I'm losing heart and hope is gone, your love makes me strong. When I feel like the world has come apart and life is trying hard to make me wrong, your love makes me strong. Dark, you are the dawn. When I'm losing heart and hope is gone, your love makes me strong. You give me the power and the faith. You show me the way to carry on. Your love makes me strong. Your makes me strong.
Strong by Karen Taylor Good. Hey, listeners, don't forget the 4th annual Recovery in the Park, sponsored by Hope Church Celebrate Recovery, coming up Tuesday, June 27th, just right around the corner from 6 to 9 p.m. at Monteith Park in Albany, Oregon. It's a free event. Free food, free music, free recovery, just a lot of great stuff. Listen, until our next broadcast, this is the Monty Man, along with the Take 12 Recovery Radio family. We're wishing God's perfect serenity for you. Bye-bye now.
Good guys, bad boys, we're all the same. Saved by grace is the name of the game. Turn around, hit the ground, time to lay a burden down.
This has been a broadcast of KHLT Recovery Broadcasting.
'Cause she's a super cat, she's super kitty, meow.
Here, kitty, 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 meow.